PizzaHut.com.
Lakers basketball is a final.
877-710 ESPN.
It's the Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show.
Tipping off now.
104-101 the final score. Lakers over the Golden State Warriors. They're a game away from the Western Conference Finals. Denver and Phoenix. Who would have thought this? Denver and Phoenix tied at 2 apiece. The Lakers might finish their series before Denver and Phoenix finishes theirs. I don't want to talk. I don't want to obviously try to predict the future here, but I definitely feel incredibly confident in the position that the Lakers are in, up 3-1, and already heard a couple things. Austin Reeves, LeBron, both of them said they're going to try to take from what they can to learn from that Game 5 closeout against the Memphis Grizzlies. Lakers weren't able to do it. They came back here at Crypto and obviously took care of business, handled business. The Warriors are going to be a different animal. Listen, it's the Golden State Warriors. There's a reason why they're the defending NBA champs. There's a reason why they've gone to 4 or 6 of the last 8 NBA finals and won 4 of them. However, I will say this, and as great and impressive as the Golden State Warriors have been in their run, Lakers have real defenders. They play defense. Every 3 Steph takes is contested, 3 of 14 from 3. Every 3 Andrew Wiggins takes is contested, 2 of 6. Klay Thompson, I've said it a couple different times, I'll say it again. He's either on or he's not on at all. 3 of 9 from the three-point line for Klay. Their main hitters, every shot they take, they got a hand in their face. And that's all you can ask for if you're the Lakers. I mean, to hold the Golden State Warriors to 101 points. Last game, Lakers and the Warriors, they held them to 97. That is just so impressive to play that kind of defense on the Golden State Warriors. That's why I kind of look at this. This is just my own personal opinion. I said this before before tonight's game. I really, truly believe this. I thought if Lakers go up 3-1, that's a wrap. I just don't see how the Golden State Warriors are going to win 3 games in a row against a team that defends, a team that has depth, a team that has size, a team that has length, a team that has Anthony Davis and LeBron James. Now, they got to finish the job, but just amazing to see the Lakers, the position that they're in. You start the season out 2-10. You make all those trades at the trade deadline, and now you're looking at the rest of the field in the NBA. Every team that remains, they have holes. Every team that remains, no one's perfect. There is most definitely not a team that you can sit back and say, oh, well, that everything runs through that team. Heck, if you want to make a case, I'd make that case for the Lakers before any of those other teams out there. All right, need a break from the everyday? Well, fans, it might be your lucky day because tonight Fantasy Springs Resort Casino is giving away 2-night stay plus dinner and golf or bowling for 2. Make any day your lucky day. Book now at fantasyspringsresort.com. Okay, I want to take a quick listen here. Lonnie Walker was just with TNT. Let's take a quick listen to that. Here's Lonnie Walker on the Lakers win.
Where's your mind right now?
God is good, first and foremost. I've been locked in, been staying in the gym, and just waiting for my opportunity. This is something that I've been dreaming of my entire life and manifesting it. And with due diligence and mental fortitude, I got to be able to show what I was capable of doing.
Lonnie, close game. You got the greatest player in the game, LeBron James, giving you the ball. How do you make the decision, I'm going to shoot or I'm going to get it back to him? How do you make the decision on what you're going to do at that point?
Personally, I'm a 3-level scorer. The candle stay lit, so I'm a very confident player. And if he's instilling and passing me the ball and letting me do what I got to do, then I'm always going to make the right reads, So the fact that he gave me the trust, I was just ready to play to the best of my capability.
Number one, Lonnie, congratulations. You were fabulous tonight. When you're not getting to play a lot and you have to go work on your game in the gym by yourself, who's the person who's been going with you to get rebounds, working on your condition and things like that?
My brothers, my boy Sergio, my boy Tyree Gibson, and my father. For the most part, we've been just locked in the gym and just waiting. We can't control the uncontrollables, but once my name and number is called, there's no excuses. I got to be on that floor and be a plus for my teammates.
I think Shaq and Charles may not have been able to ever have this happen to them in their career. For me, I've been in that situation once. Do you work out with a anger, or do you work out with a diligence, or both?
Internally, probably both. Not anger on the sense of not being able to play, but anger on the sense that no one knows who I am yet, and understanding my value and capability on the floor. It comes with a lot of diligence, a lot of discipline, but I've been doing this for 24 years of my life. I've always been in the gym, and nothing's ever going to change. So the proof is in the pudding. The harder you work, the more sacrifices you make, the better the outcome.
All right, that's Lonnie Walker with the TNT crew right there. How great is it to hear his story? And for Laker fans, I got a tweet from somebody just a few minutes ago and said that the OGs closed it out tonight, basically talking about all the players that the Lakers traded for who closed out the game. It was Austin Reeves, it was Dennis Schroeder, it was Lonnie Walker, it was LeBron James, it was Anthony Davis. And the fact that the Lakers still have the opportunity to go to some of those players. Lonnie, let's not forget Lonnie Walker. He was a starter for the Lakers for most of the beginning part of the year. He had great highlights. I would hear him with Billy Mack on Spectrum, Lonnie Skywalker, and just everything that Lonnie Walker was able to do at the beginning of the season. But then he got injured, trades went down, and the idea and the concept was, hey, Malik Beasley's now going to play those minutes. Okay, then Beasley comes out the starting line. Austin Reeves is now going to be in those minutes. Lakers shorten their rotation, and he clearly gets his opportunities. All right, let me throw out the phone number here real quick. 877-710-ESPN, 877-710-ESPN. You're out driving around. You're listening on all our social platforms, or you're listening on the ESPN LA app. We appreciate it. Feel free to call in. I'll try to do my best to get to as many phone calls as possible. Before we go any further, let's take a quick listen. Here's Lakers head coach Darvin Ham on the big-time win.
Darvin, for everything in that game and how incredible it was both ways. Just how about Lonnie Walker in the fourth quarter? He hadn't scored up to that point, hits the three, ends up getting 15 points. Where did you find the trust to bring him back into the lineup, and what did you think as you watched that tonight?
You know, as I've stated before, not only do you have to be on your P's and Q's, you know, dotting your I's, crossing your T's defensively, but another element that you have to do versus this phenomenal Warriors team. I mean, I just told the team in the post-game speech, there's no other team on earth that plays the way they play and put you in like precarious positions that they do. They play with such speed and east, west, north, south. Their IQs, I mean, their chemistry, their rhythm, and when they're hitting like they were during, especially the second and third quarters, you know, it's daunting. But one of the elements of trying to, you know, stay close and hopefully come up with the victory is also keeping the scoreboard moving on your side. And, you know, we had an unfortunate loss up there, 27-point deficit, but going into that fourth quarter, you know, you kind of start thinking smart, thinking with your head, not your heart. How can you, you know, build up some equity for the following game? And that comes in the form of resting, you know, your heavy-minute guys and just, I want to say throwing in the towel, but really just being realistic with yourself about what the outcome is going to be. It's their night, so we look for different ways how we can get better or find something, and that was the case. Lonnie came in, played well, and let me just back up and say this, man. The kid is a beautiful kid. You know, he fell out of the rotation through no fault of his own. We make the trade. You know, he had an injury, and it's just a lot of different circumstances, and that wasn't his fault. But he remained a trooper, remained professional, remained high-spirited, positive, and really kept working on his game, attacking his game every day, really staying locked in on the information, especially during these playoffs up to the point where, you know, he was able to crack the rotation. And, you know, when your mind and your heart is in a good place, the body follows. And I've seen a ton of kids play with him, coached them, where, you know, there's nothing but negative because their individual circumstances aren't what they would hope them to be. And then when they do get an opportunity unexpectedly, they fail miserably. And so kudos to him, shout out to him. You know, he was huge for us tonight. Our team captains talking through coverages, matchups, LeBron in particular, just everybody, the dialogue, you know. We get frustrated because we know we could be doing things better. And the one thing we did, I think it was 6:02 on the clock, fourth quarter. Bron said, "Come on, man, whatever's done is done. From this point forward, let's go be great. Let's be great." And so the guys, all of us, everyone over there heard that message, and they came out, and we had some unfortunate turnovers late. We had some unfortunate shots go in on their end, but we just kept going possession by possession, next play mentality, and stayed as aggressive as we could and try to put ourselves in position to be successful, and we were able to do that. But Lonnie Walker is right in the middle of all of that.
Darvin, I wanted to know your thoughts on LeBron's fourth quarter performance in particular. You start the quarter down 7. He orchestrates that 7-0 run. You tried to get him a blow. He might have been on the bench for 10 seconds.
Right.
And then he's there to close it out, playing 43 minutes total. Just how did he help organize you guys, lead you guys down the stretch?
I mean, we spent a big chunk of the halftime looking at different clips, our transition defense, our pick-and-roll defense. We talked through matchups. They gave their input. And you have to listen to your players. Absolutely. I mean, I remember a time in the NBA where it was more of a dictatorship, and I've been around and played for some stubborn coaches. But I won't say any names. But and worked with some stubborn coaches. But you got to listen to your players, man. In team sport, things got to be collaborative. Man, whether it's the video room guys, whether it's your assistant coaches, whether it's your players, guys that are looking at the game in an honest and genuine way and trying to give you the best possible route that leads to success. And Bron did that, as well as went out there and put the team on his back for several possessions and just got it done. And again, doing what he always does and, play winning basketball. And when Lonnie got it going, trying to find Lonnie and just, everybody's so excited for the kid, but Bron is definitely, he is who he is for a reason. And, tonight that was on full display.
Darvin, we've seen the chess match between LeBron and Steph before, where LeBron will call up whoever Steph is defending to kind of come into the action for pick and roll. We saw that a lot tonight in the fourth. What did you think of the chain reaction of that and the way Golden State had to kind of scramble to help him and the fouls he picked up and just how effective that was down the stretch?
I think it opens up backside, off-ball lanes, passing lanes, driving lanes, because they know, they want to protect Steph. And so if he's involved in that on-ball action, whether he's guarding the ball handler or the screener, they're going to be on high alert, and they're going to be shifted in to try to give support. And, our guys, they just have to be disciplined, and they were, stay space and be ready to it. And only times we really got in trouble, times we just held the ball too long, didn't go to the next thing immediately or come running into a secondary or third screen. But all in all, we were able to use that and be really, really effective. Whether it was Bron handling and bringing Steph up guarding the screener, whether it's Bron screening with Steph on the ball, it's just, the way we had to attack and also play downhill and not settle. But it was great. That's just, again, figuring out a way. As the game go on, you got to figure out a way. And keep marching towards your ultimate goal, which is a W. And, we're very fortunate to get this game tonight.
Darvin, Austin is another one of your role players that plays well for you guys again tonight. Are you more surprised by what he does, or is this what you expect? And how is he doing physically?
I mean, I'm not surprised at all. He had some misses early. How many turnovers did Austin have tonight? Just 2. But, it's his first time. His first time through, and he's doing a great job battling through the ups and downs, trying to stay aggressive, stay focused, stay locked in, not getting down on himself. And, the whole locker room is supportive of everyone, whether it's Lonnie, whether it's Austin, whether it's Bron. Everybody's really on the same page, being supportive and giving positive energy if they see a guy, having some tough moments. But Austin, I expect him to be fearless as always, and he was. It was times that he didn't have some not so good moments, but him being a trooper, I pulled him over and I told him, stay aggressive. When I said a couple of those shots you're catching, a couple of those passes, you got to be ready to shoot. And at the very next play, I swear, the ball came to him and he just threw it up there like it was nothing, second nature, and it went right through the rim. So he just has to stay fearless, stay aggressive, stay locked in like he's always been. He'll make it through the rough patches of different segments of the game. But again, he's having a ball in his first playoff run.
All right, that's Lakers head coach Darvin Ham right there. By the way, you got to give credit where credit's due. Darvin Ham going with Lonnie, staying with Lonnie. There's been a couple different times, I think, so far through this playoff run. It doesn't feel like Darvin Ham is in his first playoff run as a head coach. I asked him pregame. That was actually one of my questions to him of just how this has been sitting in that seat and the back and forth, the chess match in the first round, chess match in the second round. He just said every day just wants to keep learning different things, and he is, and here he is now, one game away from the Western Conference Finals. All right, we come back. We'll take some of your phone calls, 877-710-ESPN, 877-710-ESPN. Stay right here. Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show on 710 ESPN.
Highlights from tonight's Lakers game and your reaction on the Lakers line.
Presented by Pizza Hut.
Big is back. It's bigger, it's cheesier. The Big New Yorker from Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut. Big pizza, bigger deal. $13.99 Big New Yorker, only at PizzaHut.com.
Hi, this is Anthony Davis of your Los Angeles Lakers.
Hi, it's LeBron. The Lakers play here.
It's time for Lakers postgame with Sliwa.
Now, here's Alan Sliwa.
Points in the Paint all season long is sponsored by Vista Paint. Right now, local residents can take 40% off on factory direct high-quality Vista Paint products. A Vista Paint team member will show you how locally owned, manufactured, and operated since 1956. Visit VistaPaint.com and start saving. Points in the Paint tonight, 52 for the Warriors, 46 for the Lakers. This was a Warriors-style game. I'll tell you what I mean by that. Lakers got to the free throw line only 8 more times than the Golden State Warriors, not 20 or 25 or something along those lines. Points in the paint, give the advantage to the Golden State Warriors. Turnovers, 16-14, so nothing too crazy. 2 more turnovers for the Warriors, and they still were not able to beat the Lakers. Steph did his part. Triple-double, 31 points, 14 assists, and 10 rebounds. Granted, it took him 30 shots to get there. Really didn't have any help. And I give a lot of that credit to the Lakers' defense. I really do believe that every time the Golden State Warriors think they have a good shot, there's a closeout coming, there's somebody coming from the other side. So the Lakers were everywhere. All right, let's take some of your guys' phone calls. Appreciate everybody calling in, by the way. I know we got a lot of people that want to react to this. Jeff in Koreatown. Jeff, what's going on?
Hello, thank you, Alan, for having me on. I just want to say Darvin Ham continues to improve himself every single moment. I mean, you bring in Austin Reeves to the starting lineup. You bring in Lonnie Walker. I mean, this guy knows what he's doing. We're the best defensive team. I'm sick and tired of people saying that he is not a good – no, he's a great coach. Defensive-minded. I love Vogel. Frank Vogel, but I mean, he's got it. And he came from a good, Budenholzer, who also was, he coached with Popovich.
Yep.
But honestly, what Darvin Ham is doing.
Well, Jeff, I'm going to jump in because I think what you're saying is I've got kind of a little bit of everything. I would say for the most part during the season, there are more people that were more critical on Darvin Ham, and there was kind of this question mark coming into the playoffs. Well, he's never been there before, so how's it going to go? They're a game away from getting to the Western Conference Finals. So I think if you had your doubts, if you had your question about rotations, any of that stuff, that's okay. By the way, that's fine. This kind of comes with the territory. But ultimately, what you're judged on is results. And the results so far for the Lakers and Darvin Ham, he's getting the job done. And the Lakers are getting the job done. And that's all that matters. Finish off the Golden State Warriors. Keep with those rotations. Keep kind of going what you feel is working. Don't try to overcoach. Don't try to overthink things. You got a defense that's always going to have you in the game for the most part. I know Lakers have lost some games in blowouts, but for the most part, the Lakers are in every one of these games because of their defense. And the team it's stepping up. There's no other way to put it. All right, Nate in Altadena. Nate, what's going on?
Quick comment here. I just want to comment on the defense. I think the saying "defense wins championships" just absolutely true. I mean, not just in the NBA, but in any sport. Right now, Lonnie Walker. Here's a quick stat for you. Lonnie Walker had as many field goals, 6, as the Warriors did in the fourth. His 15 points that he had in the fourth, Warriors had 17. I mean, defense wins championships. It's the absolute truth. You play defense, offense comes. So I just think they got to keep playing defense regardless, because they'll get their points as long as they lock them down. But they locked the Warriors down in that fourth quarter, and that was key. Anyway, thanks for taking my call.
Nate, appreciate you calling in. You know, it's interesting too when you said that. I hadn't even looked, and usually I look at specific quarters. 27-17 was the fourth quarter for the Lakers. They entered the fourth quarter down 7. And there's one thing that Nate mentioned right there that I think is so crucial. Defense sometimes, yes, can create offense, but just as important as defense can keep you in a game if it's just not going. If guys are missing shots, if you go 4 or 5 possessions where you can't hit a bucket, but you still get stops on the other end, it's a demoralizing feeling for the Golden State Warriors to know, damn, we got to work so hard to get one open shot or one bucket. It's good observation there. All right, let's keep going here. Let's go with Eddie in the LBC. What's going on, Eddie?
Oh, Alan, what's up, man? What a game, man. What a game. My heart can't take too more of this. I just wanted to say, man, like one of the callers said, give Coach Ham his props. He played a good game, and his game of chess is right now it's check to Steve Curry and the Warriors. And one other thing, I think the best thing that could happen to the Lakers is when they got blown out in Game 2, because that way they was able to shake off the dust with Walker, you know, and it came through these last couple of games, you know, and hopefully we got another sharpshooter on the table right too, and that's Beasley. Watch, we gonna need him later on in the next series.
Eddie, I appreciate you calling in. All right, let me squeeze in one more quick call here. I'm going to go to Dennis Schroeder. Let's go to Berto up in San Francisco. Berto, appreciate you calling in.
Hey, how's it going? Big Al, the party pal. What a win today. Man, so exciting. I'm over here Ubering in San Francisco, going crazy in downtown. Such an exciting game. I love how basically like every other game, like one of our bench players just steps up and gives us like huge moments. You know, last series it was a combination of Rui and Dennis. You know, this series, you know, we have, Lonnie and Schroeder, like, you know, doing a really good job, you know, making sure that we continue to try to claw back if we're falling or, you know, continue to lead if we're up there. But, man, what an exciting win. I have tickets for Game 6, but I would love for them to close it out in Game 5. Thank you for taking the call.
It's a good problem to have there, Berto. Really good problem to have. I appreciate you calling in, number one. Number two, I'm going to go back to the 2020 championship for a quick second. Think of Danny Green hitting some big shots. Think of KCP hitting some big shots. Think of Kuzma. Think of games at Dwight Howard where he had moments. Think of JaVale McGee. Rondo. It takes a full squad when you get to the playoffs. You need everybody to do a little bit of something. And it's not just the Lakers. When the Golden State Warriors, I go down the list of players that they've had step up. I could look at past Laker championships, and it was Sasha or Trevor Ariza or Derek Fisher. It doesn't. I could go down the list of we know that there are players that always stepped up. And Lakers have a little bit of that right now, where LeBron and Anthony Davis can have moments where they say, can you just go get me one? Or can you, on the other side, go get me a stop because I need a breather? And those players are they're up for the challenge. Here's Dennis Schroeder on the Lakers' win over the Golden State Warriors.
How's this crowd been for you guys?
Crowd is everything. They're carrying us through the game, gave us the energy in the fourth as well to make that big run. And Lonnie Walker, you know, staying ready, didn't play the second half of the season too much. Kept working every single time I came to practice. I seen him work, and to come in the playoff game and bring that energy and scoring at the end, it's just too professional.
He had 15 all in the fourth. What was that like for you being out there with him?
I mean, I'm a team player, and I always love when people succeed. And it was one game, and I think in Dallas, I had to get on him a little bit, and I told him to just stay ready. And that's the reason why I was super proud, because how he came out and helped us get the W is just big time.
That's a pretty great scene, right? With all you guys going over to him after his first time having that kind of moment.
Yeah, he deserved it. He gave us this win tonight, especially in the fourth, closing it out. But I think the last 6-7 minutes in the fourth quarter, how we played together defensively, scrambled. They're, you know, a great team over there, but we did a great job closing out.
Yeah, they're the champs for a reason. Just I know you can't get into the strategies of it, but just the challenges that they pose in that half-court offense especially.
I mean, when somebody is down on the offensive end, when we shoot and somebody make a layup when he's on the ground, how fast they take the ball out and they punish you right away, you know. And Steph and Clay, I mean, they're Hall of Famers. Their system, how they move the ball without the ball, and how they play together is just such unique. And we never seen this in the NBA, so credit to them. But at the end of the day, we figured it out tonight. Got the W, and that was a big one.
Yeah, Steve Kerr joked that they play so much together where they do stuff sometimes they don't even know, dribble handoffs. And,
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it, but it's always on point, and I mean, that's the reason why I say it's always great to watch him, and it's a pleasure to play against them as well now. And yeah, they're such a good ball club.
What do you think was key for AD to dominate once again, even with the heavy workload he's having?
Who's that?
The new lineup, the Warriors having the small lineup.
Yeah. I mean, they adjusted, but you're talking about AD, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the last possession, I think it was like 40 seconds on the clock. Something like that. Guarding Curry at the perimeter, staying in front of him, don't give him an open three, and staying in front of him. That's pretty special. I don't think I did that in that series. So just shout out to him for that possession. And it's just not, I mean, what he did the whole game, to give us that energy on the defensive end, to be committed, chasing Curry and closing it out, with that possession is pretty impressive. Yeah, I mean, it's 3-1, but it's always first to four. And, I mean, every game is his own game, and we got to go out at Game 5 and play like we down 0-3, and try to secure that win, and hopefully we get it.
That's Dennis Schroeder right there. Do a couple things here when we come back. We'll take some of your phone calls, and then we'll wait here. A few of the other Lakers that I know everybody wants to hear from will hit the podium here soon enough. We'll make sure to play them as well. If you're on hold, stay patient. 877-710-ESPN. Stay right here. Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show on 710 ESPN.
At Fantasy. Hut Lakers postgame show.
Highlights from tonight's Lakers game and your reaction on the Lakers line. The Los Angeles Lakers on 710 ESPN.
Presented by Pizza Hut.
Big is back. It's bigger, it's cheesier. The Big New Yorker from Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut. Big pizza, bigger deal.
Big New Yorker only at pizzahut.com.
Once again,
here's Alan Sliwa.
All right, final score tonight, 104-101 Lakers from Crypto.com Arena. 3-1 lead. Next game coming up on Wednesday. Lakers will travel to San Francisco. They'll take on the Warriors. Tip-off will be at 7 o'clock. Pre-game show will start at 5:30. Lakers have a chance to wrap up the series. Why not just end it there? Why not get a ton of rest? Let Denver and Phoenix fight it out for the next couple games. Let them go 7, and let the Lakers get some fantastic rest. They would start the series either way on the road. We know that. Lakers, there is not a scenario that presents itself where the Lakers wouldn't be on the road, but it hasn't really mattered up to this point. So see what the Lakers can do coming up on Wednesday in San Francisco. Okay, a couple phone calls here, then we'll get to LeBron and Anthony Davis. Let's go to McGee in San Pedro. What's going on, McGee?
Alan, January 24th. Since January 24th, we're 29-17. Since March 17th, the debacle buzzer beater against Dallas, 17-5. This is a real team, and Lonnie Walker just inspired the team and other guys off the bench to just shoot, believe in yourself, follow the leaders, don't hang your head. This is a serious situation we're under, and I believe Game 5, the Warriors are fractured. Poole is with 0 for 10. He's out of there. We got a chance to do it right away.
Well, I think something that you said, and I appreciate you calling in, what you said. By the way, they haven't had a home loss. Their last home loss was, I want to find the exact date here, but I know it was against the Chicago Bulls on that Sunday afternoon. It might have been midway through March, something like that. It's been a while since the Lakers have lost at Crypto, so keep that one in mind. When you say it's a real team, a couple things come to mind. And I know what you're referring to. What you're saying is, I guess for me, once the playoffs started and you got Memphis, it was kind of like, all right, well, let's see what the Lakers got here. I think going up against the Memphis Grizzlies, let's see what they have. Let's see how healthy they are. As the series goes on, they're going to be tired. They're going to be this. Okay, let's see what they are. Took them out in 6 games. And then it was the Golden State Warriors, and it's the defending NBA champs. Lakers took the first game in the Bay, and you thought, all right, well, let's buckle up here. That's a big one. I really did believe this, that by the time we got 4 games in, I thought the series would be tied at 2. They're up 3-1. They're 1 game away from getting to the Western Conference Finals. When you say real team, I think what you're referring to is they have a real opportunity to win another championship. They do. This season, at no point was I under the illusion that, hey, they're going to walk away with a championship this year. With the way the season started, with the way it just didn't look like things were meshing, and then they go out and they make all the changes. Well, they make all the changes. You don't have enough time to figure it out. What kind of run can they go on? Yeah, they're one of the few teams that can win this whole thing. That's incredible. And I'm not, again, I go back to this. That's not me being dramatic. They have a legitimate shot at getting championship number 18. They really do. Got to close out the Golden State Warriors, but of all these teams remaining, there is no clear-cut favorite. And because of the way the Lakers play such incredible defense and have 2 superstars, I would say if you want to point out a team that would be the favorite, I think you would be looking at the Lakers. Either way, Lakers still got a lot of work to do, but I think that's a good call there. Let's go to Charles in L.A. What's going on, Charles?
Just a long-time listener, first-time caller. I want to share the sentiment that this team definitely is for real. Feels really good after the trade deadline to where this team feels like, it wasn't just kind of player-picked, that the GM made some legitimate moves. Other than that, and yes, this team is super legitimate, have not been excited for a Laker team since the past 10 years. I just want to ask and get your take.
Yep.
Our previous championship teams, talking about Phil Jackson, talking about that triangle, we didn't really put anybody on the floor that didn't have less than a 6 foot, 6'10" wingspan. And I feel like with Rui and specifically on that shorter rebound, there's some mismatches that we can exploit to where we have the length and we have the athleticism. And I'm really excited I don't know the extent of Mobamba's injury, but I'm definitely excited to where these people are going to come back and to where we can use our length and athleticism. And it's tough just because the Warriors are putting the number 4 is, they're putting Curry at the 4. They're putting all these other people at the 4. It's tough for us to adjust.
Well, Charles, I'll jump in. I'll tell you this on Rui. Rui, I think, has got his opportunities, and I think styles make fights. So you might see Rui less in certain times in this series, but he might be everything to the Lakers. He was very important against Memphis. Lakers potentially move on, and you got Denver in the next round. Okay, well, he's probably going to get more opportunities because Michael Porter Jr. and Aaron Gordon's on the other side. So I think it depends on who the matchups are. The Warriors basically played 3 guards, a small forward in Andrew Wiggins and Draymond Green. That's who they had to start out this game. So I think that changes everything. All right, let's go to LeBron James and Anthony Davis and get their thoughts on the Lakers win.
LeBron, just over the course of your playoff career, I've had a lot of players step up in different spots. I wondered what was special about Lonnie Walker tonight, especially in that fourth quarter.
I think it's self-explanatory, obviously, how special he was in the fourth quarter. He had 15 of our 27 points. But just more importantly, just like, my career, my 20-year career, I've seen a lot of young guys kind of lose confidence in themselves or lose themselves if they, been in a rotation or started or had big minutes on the team, and then they get taken out of the lineup, because of certain situations or circumstances, whatever the case may be, and they just completely lose themselves, for him to be a young guy in this league and just consistently every single day showed up, been a professional, great energy, high character. It showed why he was able to, throw everything to the side and just be him tonight in that moment. And, the game ball definitely goes to him. We don't win without him.
Dave?
LeBron and AD, if I could get both your perspective on the communication between both of you on the defensive sequence where Draymond had the ball late in the game. You guys end up with, getting the ball without the Warriors getting a shot off.
What are you talking about? Which one? When Steph threw it out of bounds? That one?
No, Draymond throws it baseline.
Oh, yeah.
So
on
the steal.
On the hammer action.
Yeah, they were trying to run a hammer action for Clay. At that point, I think we were switching everything, just us communicating. When I seen, I think it was Wiggs set the hammer action for Clay. Just read it and just taking him out, not even paying attention to the ball. And I just turned around and ball was there. So that's our defensive communication.
Yeah, I think the best thing that happened was that actually what ended up happening is me and AD was in action. We've been in enough actions where we can communicate to be able to figure out the.
Except the Minnesota play-in.
I was going to mention that.
I try not to bring it up.
Guys, I'm curious, with the energy that you're expending on the defensive end in this series and in the last series as well, how important has it been for you guys to have, whether it's Austin in Game 1, Lonnie tonight, there's been D'Lo moments, to have these other guys, what kind of trust do you have in them on the offensive end of the ball to kind of allow you guys to, in the fourth quarter, for instance, take on one-on-one assignments with Steph?
Yeah, that's what it's about. And, me and Brian going to do our parts. But it's the other guys that's going to help us win. And like you say, it's Austin, D'Lo, Lonnie tonight, Vando, making shots, playing well defensively. So them are the guys that's going to help us go where we want to go. And, we don't try to put too much pressure on ourselves. We have trust in all our other guys. Like I said, we kept putting the ball in Lonnie's hands, running pick and roll, and let him, make the reads and make the plays. And he played well tonight. But, we have a lot of trust in our guys, and, trust that they're going to make the right play.
We're going to take 3 more. We have to get out of here pretty quickly. So, Jovan.
Question for LeBron. We've seen the kind of chess match with you trying to draw Steph into actions, late in games for years now. You did that a lot in the fourth tonight, and they were kind of trying to pre-switch it, but you kind of be deliberate and patient with it. Why did the fourth quarter kind of feel like the time to do that, and why was that so effective for you guys on the stretch?
It's just reading the game, just figuring out best ways we can be effective offensively. And, we felt like that was an opportunity for us to try to get some good looks. Obviously, that was what we went to, and we was able to be successful in a lot of those possessions in the fourth. There's a couple of them, I wish I could have had back. But for the majority of the quarter, we was able to get some good looks. With using either, me handling the ball, with Lonnie setting it, or whoever Steph's man was, or me just setting pick and rolls onto Steph and seeing how they react to that. But listen, they were doing the same thing to us from the beginning of the game. Steph was literally playing angle pick and roll, targeting guys all night long, and you got to sit down and defend. And I think both teams did that tonight. We shot 46. We shot 45. They shot 46. We was 24 from 3%. They was 29. So both teams defended at a high level. And that's what the postseason is about.
Last 2.
Both of you guys took the time to embrace Lonnie after the game. What was your guys' message to him in that moment?
He always, I know he said last game that, he always dreamt of these moments of him planning playoffs and big games. And that was really it, just telling him, this is what he was built for. The moment he's been waiting for, and he shined. He did what he was supposed to do. He did what he knew he could, staying ready. This is why he put in all the work. Whether he's not playing, he go through a stretch of games where he start and then he doesn't play, and he always stayed mentally prepared and physically prepared to check in and do what he do. So, we right there with him. He's always supporting us, whether he's playing or not. Great energy, and it was a big time performance for him tonight. So we just wanted to embrace him and let him know that.
Last question, Malika.
You're both champions. You've both been in this position before where you're going into the hardest game, the elimination game, and it was sweet, Lonnie sitting up here saying, well, I hope to be in their shoes one day. We look towards them to sort of set the tone for the rest of us. What are you both communicating from top on down, Amara, to close this out in Golden State?
Well, we had a little experience in, round one, and, went on the road and then play up to our abilities in Game 5 in Memphis. And so, to be able to have a little bit of experience. Every game for us is another opportunity for us to experience something that we just haven't had as a group. We're a relatively young group. And you look at the teams in the postseason besides us, you got Phoenix. They added a couple new guys, but their team kind of been assembled for the last few years. Obviously, Denver's been together for years. Miami, New York. We're Golden State. So we're every game for us throughout this postseason has been an opportunity for us to grow and see how we can be better. So tonight was another moment, and whenever we play, I know it's every other day. I don't even know what today is, but whenever Game 5 is, it'll be another opportunity for us to continue to grow as a ball club. And so I think we'll be ready. One thing about when you play Golden State, you don't have an opportunity to relax. You just don't. So I'm not worried about us going in there comfortable. You just can't do it versus Golden State. It's not possible.
All right, that's LeBron James and Anthony Davis breaking down the game as best they can and getting ready for game number 5. All right, couple quick shout-outs here. I want to – so we got a lot going on here over these next couple of days. So tomorrow we'll all be back doing our show. So a lot of chance to react tomorrow morning starting at 6 a.m. Keyshawn, Jay, Will, and Max. I'll do my show with Travis and Sliwa show at 10 a.m. Mason and Ireland at 1, Sedano and Cap at 4, and then Lakers Talk tomorrow night, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. So do another hour of Lakers basketball tomorrow night. Thank you to Michael Funches. Thank you to Rebecca Womble. Thank you to Laura Romo. Thank you to Wilbert Flores, everybody here internally, our social media team, everybody that contributed as well, DeAndre Hawkins, Parker Bell, Carlos Saisu. So appreciate everybody being a part of the show. Thanks to everybody who called in. We're back tomorrow morning. Lakers are back on Wednesday up in the Bay, San Francisco. Lakers taking on the Golden State Warriors with a chance to close out the series and potentially get to the Western Conference Finals by the time we're all done on Wednesday. Appreciate you guys all being a part of the show. I'm Alan Sliwa. This has been the Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show on 710 ESPN.
Lakers basketball on ESPN LA is sponsored by...
Driven by Subaru of Glendale, the #1 volume Subaru retailer in the USA. Your next Subaru is waiting for you at Subaru of Glendale and SubaruofGlendale.net. Delivered by Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut's Big New Yorker pizza has 6 extra-large slices, big enough to hold more cheese on a crispy, fluffy crust that you gotta fold just to eat. Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.